only way I could get that is if I signed saying I am the father of their child, of Melanie.
Signing a birth certificate for the sole purpose of getting a dependent pay is not cool, since this military man didn't believe he's the biological father, but Mr. Jackson didn't seem to care so much about it back then. Mr. Jackson still doesn't believe he is the biological father of Ms. Jones Henry's daughter, but we are about to hear his side of the story.
Henry, you say that the defendant, Mr. Jackson, swept you off your feet only to dump you after finding out you were pregnant. But you are positive he is the biological father of your daughter, Melanie. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Jones Henry claims Mr. Jackson swept her off her feet decades ago, but things went south between them after Mr. Jackson had found out she was pregnant. Ms. Jones Henry reaffirms that Mr. Jackson had fathered her child, even though she and her child had not seen the man in decades.
And Melanie, how are you feeling right now in this moment, Ms. Jones?
I'm hurt, feel a little lost, unwanted. This is my first time ever even seeing him.
Ms. Jones brings forth the waterworks as she gets emotional about her supposed father abandoning her since she was little. Ms. Jones is well within her right to feel this type of emotion, but Ms. Henry Jones cuts in with her tears too. So that's the one Mr. Jackson doesn't seem to be cool with. Seeing how he put himself in the mother and daughter's emotional state, saying he knows he's not Ms. Jones's biological father because, and Henry Jones has been around a lot.
Oh, wait a minute. You're saying you tricked her into admitting that?
Yes.
What did you do? Explain to the court.
When she told me that she was pregnant, I knew that I wasn't the father.
Ms. Henry Jones says it's a lie, as she wasn't with somebody else when she conceived her child, but Mr. Jackson isn't having that. Mr. Jackson claims he tricked Ms. Henry Jones into telling on her own self about the other guy. Mr. Jackson even added the only reason Ms. Henry Jokes is so adamant about him being the father is because he was the only one she could get a hold of.
Back to this relationship. I want to try to understand. What was the nature of your relationship with Mr. Jackson?
When I met Mr. Jackson, I met him at a club. He was in the military. We were together all week long while he was there. We wasn't a fly by night. We were just together. And I had no reason to believe that he's not my baby's father.
Mr. Jackson agrees to them meeting at a club, but the part where they fell in love as claimed by Ms. Henry Jones is the one Mr. Jackson disagrees with. Mr. Jackson says he caught a whiff of a red flag when he and Ms. Henry Jones talked on phone, but it seemed the color red wasn't that bright enough considering Mr. Jackson still had a relationship with Ms. Henry Jones.
How soon after this did you find out you were pregnant, Ms. Jones Henry?
A few months, and I told him. He wasn't either ecstatic or he just didn't give a reaction to it.
So no reaction?
None.
No joy?
None.
Nothing?
None.
Saying Mr. Jackson didn't have any reactions after hearing the news is believable, seeing how he's even reacting in paternity court now. Mr. Jackson says he just felt Ms. Henry Jones was lying about the pregnancy being for him, and she was just trying to trap another military man. Ms. Henry Jones counters that by saying she was in love and even thought they were going to get married. That must have been a beautiful fantasy.
Left, and you went off to serve?
I was in the Marine Corps. I went off to, my duty station changed. It wasn't that I left. Like I had to leave. That was the end of my time at that.
Exactly, and we thank you for your service.
Mr. Jackson claims he didn't just leave like he was running away. He had to leave because he was done serving his time in that particular station. Mr. Jackson wasn't involved in the birth, neither did he sign the birth certificate, but Mr. Jackson couldn't run away from being listed as the father in child support.
And so what you did is you said you signed an affidavit of paternity, meaning you basically signed an affidavit of paternity, acknowledging paternity.
Right. I was 19 and
if you feel that strongly about something, you take care of it to the end.
Did Mr. Jackson just in court say that Ms. Jones was his meal ticket? Okay, that's completely out of line even if it turns out he isn't the father. Ms. Henry Jones didn't let that fly. As she recounted the times, she was her daughter's only support. But Ms. Henry Jones cannot get out all her MLK speech until it's certain Mr. Jackson, who she calls the father, is her daughter's biological father.
Look at that picture. I look like my kid. And I can imagine leaving my kids abandoned with nothing, with no emotional support or anything else.
And then have no emotions whatsoever.
None.
As a man.
Mrs. Jones says she couldn't imagine being that kind of terrible parent that would abandon their kids just for the sake of it. That's valid. Mrs. Henry Jones maintains there was no other person as Mr. Jackson had been claiming for decades. Now that's dicey, but the DNA test results should be able to fix this in a second.
Has been determined by this court. Mr. Jackson are not the father.
Really?
Being in the military comes with a different level of experience that heightens a person's beliefs and mostly ability to hide reaction to some situations. An example of these are military men in paternity court. They just always seem unbothered, but will Mr. Joyner's maintain the same stance of nonchalant behavior or otherwise? Let's see.
Ms. Jones, you claim the defendant is an ex-boyfriend who got you pregnant and now refuses to do anything for your 8-month-old daughter, Hazel.
Yes.
Ms. Jones claims Mr. Joyner is denying her baby, as she's certain he fathered her child, but he refuses to do anything for the child. Mr. Joyner claims he's a respected military veteran that would do no such thing. Mr. Joyner claims his denial of the child in question is because he's sure he's not the biological father of Ms. Jones's baby. This is leading us straight to do some digging.
What has Mr. Joyner done for your child?
He has not done anything. Babies cost a lot of money, and I'm a single mother, and I can't do it on my own. And Hazel really needs her dad in her life. He is her father.
Ms. Jones' babies cough up a lot of money literally, and we all know that, and that's the reason she wants Mr. Joyner, who's been denying her child since pregnancy, to step up to the plate and take care of his supposed child. Mr. Joyner says he's a military veteran that knows how to take care of his responsibilities, but he's certain Ms. Jones's child isn't one of these responsibilities because he's not the father.
Were you in a committed relationship, dating, what?
No, Your Honor.
We were dating.
Your Honor, I would not say we was dating in any kind of serious relationship. I met her at our place where we worked at. It was a restaurant, and I mean, hell, the first night I brought her home, Your Honor, I didn't even know her name.
Not knowing the name of the person you slept with is a little bit out of character for a man like Mr. Joyner, who claims he's a respected veteran. Ms. Jones corrects Mr. Joyner's statement, claiming he indeed knew her name as they had a long chat the first night before things went down in the bedroom.
Remember her picking you guys
Your
up
Honor,
and...
Your Honor, I'm not denying that we didn't see each other, but what we're here about is the baby. And I know for a fact that she was having sexual intercourse with at least 2 other people from our workplace.
No.
Ma Jones' mother attests to the fact that the relationship Ms. Jones and Mr. Joyner had was very serious, as opposed to Mr. Joyner's testimony. Mr. Joyner cuts to the chase, saying Ms. Jones had something going with about 2 other workers in their workplace. Ms. Jones doesn't deny that, but she claims she cut it all off when things got serious between her and Mr. Joyner.
Like, I've been with
Why are you spending time with her mother and her at your house and doing all that if it's just a sexual relationship and you don't care anything about her?
They pushed their way in on me, Your Honor.
No, that's not true.
Ms. Jones's mother going over to Mr. Joyner's place to cook for him sounds off, but she claims she did it because she thought her daughter had found a good man in her life. Little did they know Mr. Joyner wasn't looking at the situation the way they were looking at it. Mr. Joyner just claimed he allowed all of it because they were pushing in on him. Okay, we can see that.
She was supposed to be moving to Texas in 1 week. She said, I'm moving to Texas with my boyfriend or baby daddy, whatever it was, in 1 week. So as far as I knew, in my mind, I was just gonna, do with her for a few days, and then she was gonna be gone.
Oops, Mr. Joyner just wanted to hit and keep it moving since Ms. Jones told him she was moving away with her boyfriend. Unfortunately for both parties, Ms. Jones fell in love and allegedly got pregnant with Mr. Joyner's baby, but Mr. Joyner says he's not falling for that because he's so certain he wasn't the only dude hitting the lake with his rod at the time of conception.
I have my own place. She seen what it was, and she seen my means of, what I had, and the other guy she was, guy or 2 that she was sleeping with at the time, and she thought that I would be the best decision.
Okay, there's a whole lot to wrap our heads around in this one. Mr. Joyner claimed he was the better option between him and Ms. Jones' other dude because he's the real man. Ms. Jones claims that was not it, as she thought they were really a thing and everybody at their workplace even knew about them aside from Mr. Joyner himself. Mr. Joyner also chipped in that he's been having sex for over a decade with no woman telling him they are pregnant, but within just a short while of mating with Ms. Jones, he has to deal with the allegation.
Asserts that your son, Mr. Joyner, is her biological father. Do you believe that?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Yes.
Mr. Joyner's mother seemed to have ruined Mr. Joyner's assertion of the baby not being his child. Mr. Joyner's mother says she's got the feeling of the baby being her grandchild, and the icing on the cake is that the baby looks just like her son. Okay, now let's find out if Mr. Joyner is the one that's right or Ms. Jones. Her mother and Mr. Joyner's mother are the ones that are right.
Jones versus Joyner. When it comes to 8-month-old Hazel Jones, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Joyner, you are father.
Yes.
Having to scamper through a list of several men for one's father is something no child should ever experience, but mistakes have been made by young women in the past leading up to the situation. Some women even believe once they take care of the child well enough, he or she won't ask for their father, but sadly, they always do, just like Ms. Luttrell in this case.
Say after a lifetime of confusion of not knowing who your biological father is and receiving no help from your mother, you are now hopeful because you believe you have finally found your dad. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Luttrell is in paternity court with the hope of finding her biological father and calling it a day as she's had to grow up without one. Ms. Luttrell's mother also joins in her search for her biological father. She says she will do anything to help her find him.
And Ms. Luttrell, you believe you finally found your biological father?
Yes, I believe that I found him.
Ms. Luttrell is in court demanding for a DNA test, as she claims she has found her father through an online ancestral DNA test, and she believes Mr. Leaks that just walked in is her father.
How does it feel to finally meet and see the woman who believes she's your daughter?
Feels good. Good to see her.
Ms. Luttrell got a couple of versions to her biological father's absence in her life, from the biological father going to buy cigarettes and never coming back, to Ms. Luttrell's mother not wanting him in their lives, and finally, Ms. Luttrell's mother honestly letting it out that he doesn't even remember the man who got her pregnant, as it was a long time ago. But is it possible not to remember the man that got one pregnancy though?
Submitted an exhibit to the court. You say there are 3 possible fathers, one of which was a co-worker.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about the co-worker?
Ms. Luttrell's mother was intimate with all these men, and she couldn't even get their phone numbers. Ms. Luttrell's mother's excuse stays the same, and that is her not knowing how to contact them because they weren't serious relationships. Ms. Luttrell's mother not even bothering to get a number from her intimacy partners is the reason her daughter is in paternity court now.
Oh, it was a party that had occurred in my neighborhood, and I got to know somebody, I don't know if it's him, but somebody that could be her father at that party.
Ms. Luttrell's mother really doesn't know anything about the men she has slept with in the past. Guess someone was just having a good time in their prime. An African-American talk came up, and Ms. Luttrell's mother seemed to have a recollection of how he may have also been in the list of possible fathers for her daughter.
I found that our DNA matched on Ancestry.com, so I wanted to reach out to them and see possibly if they could help me figure out who would be my father in the family.
Oh wow, Miss Luttrell seemed to have done a lot of research that took her to finding who matched her DNA, and even giving a chance to find him on social media before they started talking. Miss Luttrell says Mr. Leaks' daughter really looks like her when she was little, so that's a tiny hope in the corner that she may have found her father.
Leaks, you are 15 years younger than Ms. Luttrell. Do you remember this party and this one-night stand?
No, I'm just looking at it right now thinking, okay, it's nice to meet you, but, very nice to meet you. No, I was not at that party.
The hope looks like it's been snatched away right before Ms. Luttrell's eyes. Mr. Leaks says he doesn't remember having a one-night stand after partying, and he also claimed to not have Ms. Luttrell's mother's younger self logged in his memory. Mr. Leaks says he's not the type to run from responsibilities, and he's certain he has never met Ms. Luttrell's mother.
I can't see myself doing that. You know, somebody that much older than me, 15 years older than me, and I was dating them when I was 18, I would remember that, that's...
So, you really don't remember her?
I've never met her before, Mom.
Now we can turn the hope level back up. Mr. Leaks brought a photo evidence that shows Ms. Luttrell may have indeed sprung from one person in Mr. Leaks' family, but it's not him. Unlike Ms. Luttrell's mother, Mr. Leaks claimed he would remember someone he had a relationship or something with when he was 18, and he knows Ms. Luttrell's mother isn't one of them. Let's find out if Ms. Luttrell will be put out of her misery this time.
Of Luttrell versus Leaks. When it comes to 29-year-old Erica Luttrell, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Leak, you are not the father.
With a little bit of twist, military women also get questioned about paternity because everyone deserves to know who their actual child is and who their biological father is. Having a relationship that goes further than the father and child blood bond may now depend on both parties as time goes on.
You say you stand before me outraged because your husband has accused you of infidelity while serving in Iraq. Furthermore, you claim he now doubts paternity of your child.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Brown Murray is the one getting questioned as she claims her husband believes she cheated on him while she was away serving the country in Iraq. Mr. Murray affirms the claim as he says he knows he's not the father of Ms. Brown Murray's child because the timeline of her pregnancy isn't just right, as he thinks she probably brought the pregnancy back from the trip.
I'll be honest, when you're overseas at first, I mean, there's gonna be temptations, and there's gonna be guys that look good, and there's gonna be guys all around. You're gonna see guys, but that doesn't mean that you have to cheat and you have to go outside of your marriage.
A bomb going off? Okay, Ms. Brown Murray, let's stick to only the paternity issue here. Ms. Brown Murray says there was temptation all around, but aside from the fact that it was prohibited, she Skyped with her husband every day and reassured him she was all just for him. Mr. Murray doesn't seem convinced though.
Keep in mind, I'm 22 years older than my wife, so that has a lot to do with my being guilty or bad conscience.
Because you feel like she may have wanted to be with someone younger.
Yes.
Wait, Mr. Murray wasn't eating because his wife was not around to cook or because he was missing her? That sounds confusing a little bit. Mr. Murray claimed he was insecure because he felt Miss Brown Murray may have been interested in guys her age since he is 22 years older than she is. 22 years is really a wide age gap anyway.
Are they practicing? Americans are practicing, and she smirked at me. She says, this is a real bomb. My wife, in a calm voice, she reminded me this is her duty. This is who she has to keep.
Oh, there's another bomb reference. With this level of danger, Mr. Murray should have been more bothered with his wife returning back home safely to him, but instead, he thought she would be cheating. That's valid too. But in such a dangerous place, maybe cheating would be the least of Ms. Brown Murray's concerns.
A male friend.
Yes.
And it was also a judge. While I was there in the apartment complex, I met a few people. This apartment complex has 85% of military people, either still active or not.
There is a male friend in the picture that surely would make any man insecure, even if it's just a little bit. Mr. Murray topped the male friend situation with another reason for doubt being him getting informed of how military folks are in groups and how the women sleep with the men. Ms. Brown Murray says it's a lie, but Mr. Brown is holding on to his informant's words like his life depends on it.
Well, first and foremost, I don't want to bring any discredit upon the military because the actions of soldiers, they do not reflect the military.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot of times where you join the military.
Mr. Murray's anonymous witness from the military claims there's the saying of what happens on base stays on the base. The witness also added some married folks assume the status of temporarily divorced while they are on the base, and this is when they find somebody to lean on in sexual aspects.
It didn't stop right there?
Because when we got our next apartment, she's sitting on the couch. She had bought me some Jordans, and I'm wearing my Jordans. She's talking to him. I heard her tell him, he's not stupid. He's not stupid.
So Mr. Murray has more than enough reasons to doubt the relationship his wife has been having with her male friend from the base. Ms. Brown Murray claims he was just always checking on her, but debating if Mr. Murray was stupid or not definitely doesn't seem like he was checking on Ms. Brown Murray though.
It's just the type of person I am. I mean, that's the way I talk on the phone. It's not anything about it. My husband just doesn't understand friendship. He doesn't understand that. Because there's plenty of males that came up to me asking me for.
Ms. Brown Murray says she wasn't being flirty as that's her way of talking to people, and it's Mr. Murray that doesn't know how friendship works. Mr. Murray's witness also confirms the part where military folks keep in touch even after they are done with their assignments. Well, Mr. Murray believes there's more to Ms. Brown Murray's friendship, so let's find out if that is true.
It has been determined by this court that you are her father.
Thank you.
One can only hope their partner is not back home cheating on them when one is serving in the military. There are doubts about the person serving in the military too, but in this case, Mr. Threlkeld seems to be the faithful one while his wife chose a different path.
Mr. Threlkeld, you have entered this courtroom with a marriage on the brink of divorce. You state that while you were out of the country serving in the military, your wife paraded around town with other men.
Mr. Threlkeld says his marriage is on the brink of divorce as his wife. Ms. Threlkeld was serving the neighborhood while he was away serving the country. Ms. Threlkeld, on the other hand, says she had to pick up exotic dancing to keep the home going as Mr. Threlkeld's military salary was doing little to nothing in their home.
When did you first discover that your wife had been unfaithful?
Actually, ma'am, I was overseas in Afghanistan, and I was up in the Northeast.
Mr. Threlkeld finding out about his wife's latest hobby or source of income may have been a problem, but having to hear it from another person would surely have its impact on anyone. Mr. Threlkeld and his wife seem to have talked about it before seeing how he claims Ms. Threlkeld was doing what she knew he didn't want.
Liking all her skimpy photos.
Skimpy photos.
Yeah, was following her. He liked that she was starting working at the club. So then I started doing a little bit of research, wondering, who this guy is.
Mr. Threlkeld already knew his wife was interested in stripping and was a little bit okay with that, even though he's not a fan, but another guy changed the course of everything. Ms. Threlkeld responded saying they were done, and Mr. Threlkeld hacked her Facebook. That may be wrong, but with those messages? Okay, Ms. Threlkeld.
First of all, we were done. We were not together. We had a phone conversation, and he had said, we're gonna get a divorce, and I'll send you the divorce papers. And then we hung up.
$5,000 a month tax-free isn't enough to support the kids? Ms. Threlkeld seemed to have had other things going on that she needed money for. Mr. Threlkeld claimed they were supposed to talk about the stripping job when he got back, but as Ms. Threlkeld already stated, financial situations needed to be handled, hence her reason for picking up the job.
You guys, you thought your marriage was over.
Messed up as it may be.
Yes.
Because you all had an argument about you stripping and you hung up.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Threlkeld thought their marriage was over due to an argument that led to Mr. Threlkeld hanging up the phone. Ms. Threlkeld also comes out with the real truth of doing what she wanted to do, which was stripping, and Mr. Threlkeld isn't having any fashion words Ms. Threlkeld is trying to use for her profession other than being a hooker.
I get there and not my father, my mother, my wife, like I said, we'll quote that, weren't even there. We get there, they call everybody's names up, everybody's clapping and cheering, they come to my name and it's just dead quiet.
Nobody cheered for Mr. Threlkeld, and that must have been heartbreaking. Everyone loves to be celebrated for returning home from military missions, but unfortunately, Ms. Threlkeld was sitting in the car while other families cheered for their family members. Ms. Threlkeld did say Mr. Threlkeld told her to wait there, but really? That man wanted someone to cheer for him too.
I was wondering who, because I saw the guy, she hadn't fully admitted that she's been seeing this guy, so I snatched the phone from her and I started going through it. And as I was looking through it, there was a number that she'd called like 13 times. So I called him right back.
Did Ms. Threlkeld just ask why a paper is needed for a marriage to be over? Oh wow. Mr. Threlkeld came home from being heartbroken that nobody cheered him on to seeing his wife cry over another guy she's been with when he was serving the country. That was indeed a devious plan from Mr. Threlkeld. Mr. Threlkeld wanted to give Ms. Threlkeld a professional break since she wanted to strip so badly, but two men were involved in the process, and now Mr. Threlkeld wants answers. Let's get that out.
Mr. Threlkeld, you are Liliana's father.